And that's not the greatest. The greatest is that at the end of every month, anybody that was the highest winning of the daily giveaway win 1 million naira, which is the big one and where we are hoping to shake the industry. So every day we'll be here, but for you to win, you need to learn how to turn on your notification bell, because so many of you know how to just press subscribe and take off. But guess what? When you press subscribe and take off, you won't know when the videos come live, because it's only those that comment within the first 1 hour of posting the video that your comment is intelligent, your comment is contextual. That means it has to do with showing you have watched the video, and your comment is promotional before you can win. But if your notification bell is not on, you won't even know when the video is on, and you only hear when others have win. So learn how to subscribe by hitting the subscribe bell. Then when you hit the subscribe, you'll see 4 bell options. The 4 bell options are called the different notification options. Click on this higher one with the bell that says all. Then you are set to know when we post our video, and when we post the videos, you watch the video, you like the video, you comment on the video, and your comment must be intelligent, it must be contextual, and it must be promotional for you to win every day. Every day is a good day to win on this channel, because we are building the most generous and the most educative channel in Africa. So every day we are giving away 100,000 naira to 5 people, 20,000 naira. And that's not the greatest. The greatest is that at the end of every month, anybody that was the highest winning of the daily giveaway win 1 million naira, which is the big one and where we are hoping to shake the industry. So every day we'll be here, but for you to win, you need to learn how to turn on your notification bell, because so many of you know how to just press subscribe and take off. But guess what? When you press subscribe and take off, you won't know when the videos come live, because it's only those that comment within the first 1 hour of posting the video that your comment is intelligent, your comment is contextual. That means it has to do with showing you have watched the video, and your comment is promotional. You're welcome to today's live. My name is My Ace China, your real estate success strategist and the mayor of housing. And every Sunday GMT +1, we are here live to teach you so you can learn and earn. And every Sunday you get the opportunity to ask me questions only in this live stream. So instead of all those of you that have been commenting on my normal video uploads and asking questions, this is the opportunity. But before you ask questions, I'm going to teach you on a topic. And today's topic, without wasting time, is titled The Best Time to Succeed. So we're going to go right into the meat of the matter, the best time to succeed. And this is very important, because a lot of people believe it's not yet time for success, and they are waiting for the right time for success. You are right, because there's time for everything, a time to succeed and a time to try. And success loves speed. So if you are not able to do success within a stipulated time, you might start losing your success, because success loves speed. And speed comes from efficient use of time. But time management is a myth that I would like to debunk. 3 myths in time management. The number 1 myth is that you cannot manage time. No matter how smart you are, 60 seconds will make 1 minute. You can't make the second go faster or slower. So you can't manage time. You can only manage yourself. It is you that will be efficient to be able to do more in less time, or do less in more time. So you can't manage time. Number two, you can't get extra time. Most people say, when I have time or when I get extra time. You can only get 24 hours in a day. There is no human being, no matter how smart, that can get 24.1 hours. Once it's 24 hours, it is over. So you can't get extra time. You can only leverage on time. And this is very important. Leverage on time. So leverage helps you multiply time. For instance, I have 24 hours and I work 8 hours in 24 hours. If I get somebody that is as efficient as me working on the work I do for 8 hours and I pay that person, I can do the same work again for another 8 hours. I'm now working for 16 hours. 8 hours directly and 8 hours through the person that I pay. So leverage can help you multiply time, but normal time you can't get extra time. Then the law of relativity says that when you are having a good time, 1 hour looks like 1 minute, but when you're having a terrible time, 1 minute looks like 1 hour. So when you are in limbo, an hour can look like 100 years, but you are in bliss. 100 years can look like an hour. So success is what you do in time. And the best way to manage your time, the best way to be loyal to your time, the best noble use of time is productivity. The more productive you are in time, the more loyal you are in time, the more noble you are to time. So, and there are 10 timelines you need to be productive in for you to succeed. And I'm going to take those 10 timelines. Number one is a lifetime. The greatest people are those that have a lifetime goal. In real estate, I have my lifetime goal. Outside real estate, I have my life purpose and my lifetime goal. I have my purpose, I have my calling, I have my lifetime goal. I have what I want to be remembered for. For instance, my lifetime goal is to produce 1 million millionaires, either directly or indirectly, in my lifetime. My lifetime goal in real estate is to own 10,000 units of rental properties. So you must have a goal big enough for it to take your lifetime to achieve, and a goal big enough that when you achieve it in your lifetime, you can die empty or die satisfied. The second timeline for you to succeed is 20 years. As I said, you must have a goal big enough for you to fail 10,000 times to succeed in that goal. And the basic goal that you should have outside your lifetime goal is your financial freedom goal. If you are able to work at it for 20 years, you can be financially free between the ages of 16 and 36 if you are consciously working from 16, between 26 and 46 if you are consciously working from 26. Within any 20 years timeline, you can go from abject poverty to financial freedom if you work on it deliberately. So 20 years you should be able to be financially free. 10 years should be able to get you a particular business goal. 10 years. Anybody that wants to succeed in any business, as Warren Buffett says, if you can't own a stock for 10 years, don't bother owning it for 10 minutes. So any business that you are not willing to do for 10 years for you to dominate that business and become world class in the business is not a business worth your time. So every 10 years you should have a major business or a major industry you need to conquer. Then after that 7 years, a decanter said it takes 20 years of hard work for you to become an overnight success. But with deliberateness and smart work, it takes 7 years, because Malcolm Gladwell discovered the 10,000 hours rule. And if you work smart and hard, to take you 7 years. If you work only hard, to take you 20 years. For instance, it took me 20 years because I wasn't working smart, I was working only hard. But in the last couple of years, I'm able to compress my achievements in the last 6 years because I'm working smarter than the first 20 or the first 13 years of the 20 years. I started hustling full time, like when I was 26, when I left the university. But I'm 46 today and I know where I am. So 7 years, if you work smart, will turn your 20 years to 7 years. And 7 years is the one time you can turn from a novice in any skill, craft, or business into a world-class person if you practice that craft every day, smartly and professionally. The next timeline is 1 year. Every year you should have a major goal for the year, a major business milestone goal for the year. Like last 2 years was the first time in my life that I had one goal repeatedly. The one goal for last 2 years was to get a lesser C of O. Our next goal between now and the next year, 1 year, is to be able to launch a lesser and have the first 20 units built at least in phase 1. So, and then have a lesser give birth to 10 other estates within the next 1 year. And then in the year, you should have your quarterly goal. Every quarter, I have goals for the quarter. I have the goal on when to recruit, goal on when to set business structures, goal on when to start our sales goal. So every 3 months, you should have a goal for the quarter and a team for the quarter. Then the next timeline is every month. Every month, you should not only have a team for the month, but have a goal for the month. Like this month, our goal is to pay off all outstanding on Alexa and embark on our trip to Dubai, where we want to go and get our world-class layout. So every month must have a goal and also have a number attached to that goal, how much it will take to achieve that goal. Then every week must have a goal. Every week must have a success timeline on what you need to succeed in this week. Like this week, I have a particular number I need to achieve with Alexa people. I have some milestones of things I need to do in Alexa, and every week I focus on that. But there can't be a week without a day. So every day should have what we call your MVP for the day. MVP means most valuable priority. What are the most important priorities that if you achieve today, today will be a good day? And it shouldn't be more than 3 things. Sometimes it might just be one thing for the day. Bring out every day one important thing that if you achieve, the day will be good, and make sure you achieve it. So the last timeline is daily. Apart from what you achieve in a day, there are things you need to do every day repeatedly. The difference between 1 day and daily is repetition. So there are things you need to do daily for you to conquer and master those things. And in all this, I'm going to teach you and show you in this presentation the one timeline that is the best of all these 10 timelines that if you follow, success is sure. And there's no how you not succeed in the right time. So the only thing better than a good timing is a good habit. When you have a good habit or you develop a good habit, every time is a good time. So the only thing better than a good timing is a good habit. And one of the best books that you can read on attitude or habit is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is a classic book and one of the best books ever written on habits, and it emphasizes the success habits. So what I'm going to do for you is that I'm going to summarize and break down the habits or the 7 habits that are discussed or elucidated in this book. Number one is you have to be proactive. One word for proactivity is responsibility. In fact, in this book, he breaks down responsibility to responsibility. When you carry your responsibility and join it together, you have responsibility. So it talks about you being able to act with intention instead of blaming others or blaming circumstances. You focus on what you can control. Remember one quote I told you the last time, that your best life lies within your circle of control and your worst life lies within outside your circle of control. So if you focus on those things that you cannot control, you will live your worst life. If you focus on what you can control, you will live your best life. And John Wooden said it best. He said, don't allow what you cannot control prevent you from doing what you can control. So be proactive. Number one, begin with the end in mind. Visionary people already know the end. For instance, on this channel, I already know that this is going to be the best, the most educative, and the most generous channel in Africa. And I'm using Africa because I'm being modest. I'm sure in 7 years' time, it probably will be the most educative and generous channel in the world. So it's the ability to see the end from the beginning that gives you the motivation to go through the middle. So the greatest character or trait that makes the devil derail a lot of people is drifting. When you don't know where you are going, any road can lead to your destination. But if your end is Lagos, people going to Abuja cannot distract you. People going to Isiobomo Tonkom cannot distract you. People going to Daplamakodo Daswet cannot distract you. You have seen Lagos, you move towards Lagos. Number 3 habit in the 7 habits is put first things first. This is one area that I have developed so much that I call myself a master of prioritization. If you don't know how to prioritize the most important thing, in fact, there's a prioritization triangle in this book. What is important and urgent? What is important but not urgent? What is urgent and not important? What is both unimportant and not urgent? So you have to group things that way and know how to prioritize. And there's a book on building companies, I don't have it here, called Blitzscaling. I think it's in my other library. Blitzscaling says how to build big companies fast. And one of the abilities is that you're building a company and 7 pillars of that company are on fire. It is the ability to prioritize which pillar is the most important pillar, that if I put off the fire of that pillar, the building will not collapse. Because when you are starting, there are 7 pillars on fire and you only have enough fire extinguisher to extinguish one pillar. If you don't know the right pillar that needs to be extinguished first before the next, your building will collapse. So you have to be able to discipline yourself to do what matters most first. Then the next thing is, this is where I learned to be very collaborative, and I called myself the most collaborative businessman in Africa. It says, think win-win. This is where, instead of you thinking there's only one bottle and for me to get this bottle, you have to lose the bottle and we are fighting for the bottle. Win-win says we can multiply this bottle into 2. I'll have my bottle, you have your bottle, I'll win, you win. Instead of competing, we collaborate. And that way I tell people that the new competition is collaboration. Then number 5, seek first to understand, then be understood. Instead of looking for people to understand you, try to understand people first. And one of the greatest things is empathy. Putting yourself in the other person's shoes and trying to imagine or feel what the person feels. Number 6 habit is synergize. Synergy is also the power of collaboration, is the senior brother of the win-win, where in win-win you might not need to blend, but in synergy you blend. That says when somebody with capacity of 10 and another person with capacity of 10 come together, they create a capacity of more than 20, maybe 30, 200 or what. No, so you synergize for you to people to blend and work with other people. So I tell myself I have the ability to work with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And firing the bad and the ugly is one of my talents. Amen. And finally, which is the most powerful, if you ask me, that's the most powerful habit in this book, which is sharpening the saw. Because Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest presidents of America that ever ruled America, said, if I had 8 hours to cut down a tree, I'll spend the first 6 hours sharpening the saw. So this concept says you are the saw that will be cutting through life. So sharpening the saw is improving yourself. That's why the last video we had says the best investment in the world is an investment in yourself. And you are fourfold. You are a physical person, you are a mental person, you are an emotional person, and you're a spiritual person. How do you improve your physical attribute every day? By exercising every day, mental, reading every day, emotional, by interacting and socializing every day, and spiritual, by reading your spiritual text and praying or meditating every day. So these 4 are the things you will do every day that will improve the other 6 habits, and that's the summary of that book. But after everything is said and done, there's one habit that once I see it in anybody, I know the person has a bad or terrible habit. And once you see it in yourself, you need to start working on yourself. And that one worst habit is procrastination. And Janet Daly said it. She says, someday is not a day of the week. So if I tell you, when are you going to send me the email for the proposal? You say someday or soon. You are a procrastinator. If you tell me Tuesday morning or Tuesday evening, you are serious. So I put it this way. I say later is a date only in a fool's calendar. When are you going to buy that book I told you? Later. When are you going to start posting on your YouTube? Later. When are you going to watch my videos and learn how to be effective? Later. When are you going to start going to the gym? Later. Everything later. And later is a date. Only in a fool's calendar. Normal calendar don't have any day called later. And then action and now are best allies. The closer they are, the more powerful they are. The more apart they are, the less powerful they are. There is a concept called the concept of diminishing intention. If I want to start exercising today and I'm motivated, and I don't start today, if I start today, I might be motivated with 100 intention and do it. If I don't do it and postpone it till tomorrow, the 100 intention will reduce to 70. Next tomorrow, it will reduce to 60. There's maybe 3 weeks from now, you even say, oh boy, how far without your exercise thing? I'll say, oh boy, I don't tire yourself, because the more action and noun come together, the more powerful they are. The more the noun is shifting from the action, the more the action and the power of the intention is weakening. But I always tell people it's better to do things when you are younger. And you are younger today than you will be tomorrow. So it's easier for you to do something today and for you to do it tomorrow. Those of you that used to play football, you know that when you were younger, you could do 90 minutes. Now, if you go enter field, maybe 9 minutes, you want to pant your heart out. So take action today. So the worst habit is procrastination. The best habit that helps you achieve all the other habits is one habit: intentionality. Being intentional about what you want, how you want to respond. In fact, the gap between stimulus and response is intentionality. How do you want to live your life? Do you want to be a proud person or a humble person? Do you want to be a loving person? If people break your heart, what will you do? Some people are so intentional, like us. When people break our heart, we love them and we mourn them and we let them go and look for a better person to love. And thank God that we had the capacity to love the person. So you have to be intentional enough to even love, because every fool can fall in love, but it takes an intentional person to stay in love. It's an intentional person that will say, oh, I'll tell my spouse 5 times a day that I'll love her. I have to call her every day. I have to send her messages. I have to buy her flowers. I have to buy her gifts. All those are intentionality. I have to read every day, intentional. Pray every day, intentional. Exercise every day. In fact, the real power of consistency, because intentionality just has to do with consistency, but the real power of consistency is not that you are repeating things foolishly, but that you are intentional enough to get better with every repetition. The difference between consistency and tradition is improvement. Tradition does not improve. This is how we've been doing it since 1960. Lo, lo, lo. That's tradition. This is how we've been doing it, but we are going to improve it, even though we are going to do it that way. We'll have a better way to do it. Intention, consistency. So if you keep improving your consistency, if you keep repeating the same thing, you are not only a traditionally caged person, but as Albert Einstein said, you are even insane. So an unintentional life accepts everything and does nothing. This is how most people, in fact, this is the problem with Nigeria. We accept everything and we do nothing. The only thing we do in Nigeria, we can analyze politics. We can talk what B2B is supposed to be doing, what Tinubu is not doing, but we don't accept any responsibility. If they say election is supposed to be A and they give it to B, we accept it and do nothing. An intentional life embraces only the things that will add to the mission of significance. When you want to be significant, you take enough responsibility to accept only what will make you significant. And that's why in my life, some people come and the way I reject you, you might feel offended. But if you are not part of who will make me significant, you're fired. So how we spend our day is, of course, how we spend our lives. In all this timeline, our lifetime, 20 years, 10 years, 7 years, 1 year, 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, daily. The most important time of success and the only time of success is how we spend our day. Because it's the daily days that makes up a lifetime. So the best time for you to succeed is daily. Go and check your calendar. Anything you do daily is your success. Anything you do once in a while is your distraction or failure. You're a good person once in a while, you are not a good person. You're a good person daily, you are happy daily, you're already living a good life. But you're happy once in a while, happiness, they miss you. And the best book that has transformed this book into a more actionable daily book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Atomic Habits talks about the daily small things you need to do. There's another book by Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. I think it's somewhere. The Compound Effect, and in fact, the Atomic Habit is like a recent way of writing the Compound Effect. Compound Effect says small, simple successes achieved daily leads to massive overnight success. So the things you do daily are your atomic habits. Those small things. Success is not a big bang theory. Success is small where they go. You're not going to say they succeed. So the book Atomic Habits teaches us about how tiny, intentional, and consistent changes and success can compound into extraordinary achievement. And it talks about just getting better 1% daily. You don't need to get better 20%, 30%, 10%, but 1 tiny percent daily. That means 100%, only 1. But if you keep doing that, you'll be surprised. So the summary of the book talks about focusing on systems that helps you get better instead of focusing on goals. For instance, recently I had a goal to build back my physical fitness because since 1996 till the last 2 years, because of this year of war, the last 2 years is the only 2 years I didn't exercise, and when I was in prison. So when I was in prison, I added a lot of weight in 2014 to 15. When I came out, I started exercising again. So now, because I wanted to set up a goal to exercise, I didn't need to start bothering about goals. I just got some equipment in my gym that allows me simple exercises like the hanging bar where I need to do my pull-up. I can't even pull up now, so just hanging there makes me 1% better. So build environment and systems that will help you get better. That's the first concept of the book. Second concept is, what is your identity? The identity change of habits. If you call yourself a footballer, somehow your brain will want to push you to the field to start playing football. If you call yourself an athletic fit person, somehow you need to start exercising. So if you just have the identity of a healthy eater, like me, I call myself an organic consumer. I don't eat junk food. So if you focus on who you want to become or the kind of person you want to become, somehow the habits that aligns with that person will start coming. And then the 4 laws of behavioral change says, make the change obvious, make the change attractive, make it easy. Like you want to exercise in the morning or you want to go for a walk, put your walking shoe beside your bed. If you like sleeping with trousers, sleep with your track suit that you need to go out with, and if you don't sleep with them, keep them beside the bed so that as you wake up, you just wear the shoe and start moving. Then make it satisfying. With every meta goal or small goal you achieve, reward yourself. Then habit stacking. Habit stacking means putting one habit on top of the other. For instance, I love to listen to audiobooks, and one of the best guys I love to listen to is Jim Rohn. So, but I go for a walk almost for an hour every morning. Instead of wasting the hour listening to the empty estate, because that early nobody has come into the street, I wear my headphones and I'm listening to Jim Rohn while taking a walk. And for those of you that travel, when you want to travel, just take one audiobook, put it, maybe you're traveling from Abuja to Lagos, use it, go with your pen and paper, put the audiobook, and you are listening and traveling. So stack habits on top of habits. Whatever you're already doing, add something on top of it that will make it more effective. And then number 5 is environmental design. I told you your environment is more powerful than your willpower. Make your environment so that it's easy. Like this is my note where I write my rough notes and take notes when I'm not taking them on my phone. My phone, if you come to my phone, the first place you always see me is the notes of Apple. And that's where I write down my quotes as they come. So, but when I want to brainstorm, once I enter this office, this note is always on this table so that I can just use this pen and start writing anything that comes. So it makes the environment so easy that it won't be hard for you to do the habits. Then the 2-minute rule says, look for tiny habits that will take you 2 minutes to implement. Just 2 minutes. That's why my gym is just the next room. Once I walk in there, even if I don't have strength to do anything, I climb the bicycle and begin to cycle. Before you know it, strength will come. There's what they call the law of reversibility that says when you don't feel like doing something and you start doing that thing, 13 minutes after into doing that thing, you suddenly start feeling like it. Like sometimes you don't feel like playing football. If you remember when we were young, you enter the pitch, you just drag yourself, they follow your friends. After 13 minutes, now they go beg you, come on, go out. You say, let's play more. You go to the swimming pool, you don't feel like swimming, but you enter the water after 13 minutes, let's swim more. So use that by doing things that will take you 2 minutes to just start. When you start, before you know it, you are hooked. Number 7, tracking and measurement. This 7 habit is the reason I'm wearing this smartwatch. This smartwatch is not important for me for a watch. I wish you can see these numbers. They're important for me because they track how many steps I take in a day, how many calories I lose in a day, and how many times I stand up in a day. So I use this just because of the 10,000 steps rule to ensure that I get my 10,000 and measure my habit. If you come to my phone, you are always seeing alarms because I'm measuring how I use my time. Then compound effect of tiny gains will massively turn into massive transformation. So it's the consistent small 1% actions compounded over time that will lead to massive growth. And that's the summary of the atomic habit or the compound effect. So to succeed daily, the most powerful word, all of you listening to me, just write something. Write, my daily routine equals to my success equal to my destiny. That thing called destiny. Apart from those people that are called destiny, I know one or two people that are called destiny. Who have ever seen destiny? Your destiny depends on your daily routine. What you do every day will compound into becoming your life, compound into becoming your success, and compound into becoming your destiny. So for you to rule your destiny, you must rule your routine. And there are some 7 things I'm going to tell you you must do daily. For those of you that want to know the best time to succeed, it's daily. And for you to succeed daily, these are the 7 things you need to do daily. Number 1, you need to sleep 8 hours daily. Some of us don't sleep up to 8 hours pressing this. And it's leading to a lot of degeneration of mental capacity and emotional togetherness. So you can Google the meaning of the word digiphrenia. That's why most devices have screen time so that they let you know how to limit or regulate your screen time. So sleep is so important that there is an Irish proverb that says a good laugh and a long sleep are the 2 best cures for anything. So 8 hours of sleep. Just 2 years of my life, I didn't get up to 8 hours of quality sleep. I know how stressed I've been and how much I need to go for a vacation. So 8 hours of sleep is very important no matter how hard you are working. And if you must skip your sleep, skip it for only a period and for a reason and compensate for that period. Like you are writing exams for 2 weeks and you are sleeping only 2 or 3 hours for that 2 weeks. After the exams, take 1 week to sleep like 20 hours every day. Just eat and sleep to compensate your brain. And Matthew Walker said, sleep is the single most effective thing we can do to reset our brain and body health each day. We are our brain and our body. Without a good brain and a strong body, we are gone. That's why mad people have a strong body, but their brain is off. So resting, sleep is what will help your brain, and everything depends on this brain because this is the biggest bank in the world. So lack of sleep will affect your brain, affect your old age, affect a lot of your ability to respond, which is the first thing here, your response ability. Then the second thing you need to do daily is to read 1 hour daily. You must not start with 1 hour. 1 hour is the world-class requirement. The minimum requirement is read 1 page of a book every day. So if you don't like book, just start reading 1 page every day. Before you know it, you start reading 2 pages. Remember the atomic habit, 1%. So reading is essential for those who seek to rise above the ordinary. Jim Rohn. So if you want to rise above ordinary Nigerians, read. But I won't read the other things that are here. But the one that is important to me is that reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. But the one that provoked me into reading is that a white man once said that if you want to hide anything from Africans, put it in the pages of a book because Africans don't read. That means they've hidden a lot of things in these books that if you open, you can find those secrets. Then the third thing you need to do is to pray 1 hour daily. Mahatma Gandhi once said, prayer is not just asking. It's a longing of the soul, a daily admission of one's weakness and one's humanness. It's only when you pray that you are in tune with your humanity. When you don't pray, you are claiming to be God and you are not God. And the universe will show you are not God by humbling and humiliating you. So the greatest tragedy in life is not an unanswered prayer, but an unoffered prayer by F.B. Meyer. So exercise 1 hour daily. That's the fourth thing. One of the best presidents on physical exercise, in fact, he was the one that introduced physical and health education into schools in America then, is John F. Kennedy. He said physical fitness is not only one of the most important keys to a healthy body, but it also helps our intellectual and creative ability. So exercise supports the spirit and keeps the mind in vigor. That's Cicero. But Jim Rohn puts it best. Nobody in this world has been given two bodies. That's why you are somebody, one body. So take care of that body because it's the only place you have to live. There's no other body. And that's why when people do surgical mutilations of their body, I keep laughing because you are playing with the only vehicle you have to travel this existential experiment called life. The next thing you need to do is socialize 1 hour daily. That we say you should work hard on becoming better doesn't mean you become an antisocial. Bring out one time to interact. Man is a social being. If you don't interact, you won't develop. And please, social media interaction is not socialization. Hello? In fact, what's the Aaron Sorkin said, socializing on the internet is like what reality TV is reality. You know, when we watch Big Brother is reality TV, but it's not real because you are not there. You are not touching those people. You are not experiencing anything. So social media is not socialization. Socializing alleviates stress. So try and socialize with real people. And Carl Jung put it this way. He said, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both of them will transform. He's just trying to use scientific, intellectual language to express the biblical verse that said, iron sharpeneth iron. We are social beings. So when iron sharpens iron, and that's why the law of association is so powerful. So after you do that, the fifth thing you need to do is you need to work 8 hours daily. This is so important that in 2017 was my poorest and brokest year. I was so broke that I was allocating Gary to drink with my wife then. But I did, when I discovered this thing, I did something. I took reading as my work because I was so unemployed and broke. I was reading 8 hours every day. I took reading as my work. So at anything that can, why I took reading as my work is that I found out that learning is earning, and through books, I can become a millionaire. So anything that cannot occupy your or preoccupy you for 8 hours daily for at least 10 years, and then from that 10 years of that 8 hours daily, it can bring out enough money to finance your dream life. It's too small to be your occupation. So if your occupation is writing, can writing for 8 hours every day after 10 years give you enough money from books to fund your dream life? If the answer is yes, then that's your occupation. If the answer is no, that's not your occupation. I see some of you say you are data vendors. If selling data 8 hours every day for 10 years can fund your dream life, continue. If not, find your occupation. So do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. This is so powerful because most people want to start flying without even crawling. You must learn to crawl before you walk and keep walking until you can run. Keep running before you can fly. So nothing will work unless you walk. Maya Angelou. And Martin Luther King Jr., the I Have a Dream fame, said, all labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. So he's saying everything you do, autograph it with excellence. And the greatest labor is anything that leads to productivity. And the greatest productivity is anything that leads to profit. One word that drives the human race and helps us improve every day is profit. So the other seventh thing you need to do is live or build your life. If you check all the hours I've told you, sleep 8 hours, work 8 hours, that's 16 hours, exercise hours, blah, 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 blah. Those ones 4 hours, that's 20 hours. Remaining 4 hours in the day, use it to build your life. Live your life. Those things that give you joy. If you're a parent, use it to spend time with your kids. If you have friends, use it to spend time with your friends. Have 4 hours to do your hobbies, to do the things you really love. And the purpose of life is not to live it, but to taste experience to the uttermost. So experience those things that gives you joy within those 5 hours. And Oscar Wilde said, to live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people just exist. That is all. They go to work, come back, no life. So if you love to visit sick people in the hospital, this is the 4 hours you have every day. And 4 hours every day for 10 years gives you almost 10,000 hours. You can be world class in anything. Like I love YouTube, I love giveaways, I love generosity. I can use my 4 hours. I love play. I can use my 4 hours to play. I love comedy. I love cracking jokes. I can play 4 hours every day. So, but these are the 7 things you need to build daily. In addition to those 7 things you need to do that will make you live well. Number 1, you must build your skills daily. Number 2, you must build ideas daily. I come into this office sometimes by 1 a.m. to bring out this book and my notes to just ideate and ask God, how do I do this? Just last night I was here and some massive ideas dropped. So you must use every day to build your investment. You must use every day to build your relationship. You must use every day to build your family. If you have a family, especially your spouse, the one you are starting. Many of us are busy blaming the family we came from, that we start the one we are supposed to start wrongly. Forget the one you came from and start building the one you are going to or you are going to build. Then you must build your faith daily. I read the word of God because faith cometh by hearing. So I build my faith daily. And the last thing you need to build, and the 7th thing, is your confidence. Confidence has been shown as one of number 1 trait that determines success. Confident people succeed. People that lack confidence lack success. So if you can build these 7 things daily, you will succeed daily. And no matter how you build them, you don't need to build 100% of them daily. Just 1% daily, and do that consistently. You will not only be successful, but you'll be happy on your way to success. Because Jim Rohn said, learn how to be happy with what you have while you are pursuing what you want. So celebrate these micro wins. If you make 10,000 in a day and you invest 1,000, celebrate it as if you've invested 1 billion, because you know that 1,000 has started your journey to the 1 billion, because the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. The journey of 100 push-ups starts with 1 push-up. Start and do it daily. But Winston Churchill said something that summarizes everything about success. He said, making a living is what we get from what we get. Making a life is what we get from what we give. So we make a living by what we get, and we make a life by what we give. Give your time, give your attention, give your energy, give your best, give your responsibility, give your habit, give attention, give excellence. Keep giving commitment and keep giving something to these things every day, no matter how little, and you will be successful. But remember, you won't be successful in 20 years. You won't be successful in 10 years. You won't be successful one day. You'll be successful daily if you do these things daily. Now that you've heard it, just do it. Just read whether you feel like it or not. Just exercise whether you feel like it or not. Just go and do something profitable, whether you feel like it or not, because only doers are winners. And why should you do, and why do you want to be successful? You must find out why your success is important for you. I cannot find your why for you. For me, my why is to live my heaven on earth. And there are three things that will help me live my heaven on earth: to learn more, to love more, and to give more. And to do this learning more, loving more, and giving more earnestly, endlessly, and honestly. So I want to learn more, love more, and give more, and do that earnestly, honestly, and endlessly. So that when I leave, people will say there was once a guy that gave his all. So your why should be your greatest reason for doing all this. But one reason that connects all of us in the world and is the greatest why is happiness. Everybody wants to be happy. So if you don't want to be happy, don't do it daily. If you want to be happy, succeed daily. Because action, not knowledge alone, is the greatest source of happiness. So no procrastinator or educated person or knowledge accumulator will ever be happy. Only doers are happy. Dare to be happy. Do your dreams every day. So you must do your dreams daily. And you do your dreams daily by doing the micro steps, micro activities, micro habits, micro excellence that will make your dream come true. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, but not a step you take someday, in 20 years, in 10 years, in any other time. Only the steps you take daily will lead you to your dream. Thank you very much. I hope I have enough battery to take your question today. Chuchu, we need your assistance and this thing to take intelligence questions, because if Nicholas just asks me any nonsense question, I'll fire him. You know, I fire somebody this week. I'm in the firing spirit. I can just fire Nicholas for picking a nonsense question. So those of you that ask nonsense questions, we hope not to pick you. These guys have to. In fact, I'm thinking of employing a question picker. That his work will just be monitoring your questions. If he reaches a particular level, he'll pick it. If he doesn't reach that level, so we don't answer some mumu questions here. Somebody will now ask me, of all these things I've said, he will now ask me, what am I supposed to do daily? Hey! And I shall say, is it that the mic is not on? Honorable, did you off your mic? So ask questions, please. We don't have time. We have 7 minutes. Let's conclude this thing and go. First question. Please, only serious questions. Don't ask me questions that waste other people's time. Because we are limited to only 10 questions. When you pick questions from people that are not serious, the people that have serious questions is an injustice to them. So question number 1. Where is he now? Where is the second mic? Question number 1. Cool down and look. It's not because I'm rushing you. Go and ask what is the capital of Nigeria. Please, you are not limited to ask me questions about success and the best time to succeed. You can ask me questions on life, relationship, business, anything that is bothering you, because this is the only time you have to ask me questions. After today, only my wife can ask me questions. Amen?
Amen. So, first question. Saida H. Musa.
Saida Musa.
In what ways can a person's mindset and attitude influence their potential for success?
The only way your mindset and attitude influence your potential for success is that, Saida Musa, your mindset and your attitude is your success. If you have the mindset and attitude of 10 naira, you can never make 1 million. If they give you 1 million, you will lose it. That's why our politicians become broke after they leave office. They loot billions. They acquire billions. But because they have the mindset and attitude of poor people, when they leave office, they lose the billions. So your mindset and your attitude is your capacity. And your capacity is what you can hold. Success is like rainwater, Saida Musa. Your capacity is what you come out to fetch with. If it's raining and you bring out your teaspoon, only one drop of rain will be in that teaspoon when you take it back inside. But if it's raining, you bring out a basin. You carry a basin of water. If it's raining, you bring out a tanker. That GP tank will be filled with water. So your attitude and your mindset is that capacity. If you have a small attitude and mindset, you have a teaspoon, 200 milliliters of 200 million milliliters of rain can fall in a day. If you came with a teaspoon, it's only one drop that will remain in the teaspoon. If you came with a cup, it's only one cup of rainwater you go with. If you came with a tanker, you go home with a tanker of water. So your mindset and your attitude is your capacity. And that's why if you watch my last video, a lot of you did not watch it. Only 27 of you watched that video fully. And we had almost 500 views on that video. If you watch that last video, you will see why you are the most important investment in the world, because investment in you is an investment in your attitude and mindset to expand it to capture more from life. Second question.
Second question is from Izobo Promise.
Yes.
How can individuals balance patience and urgency to maximize their chances of success?
Yes, patience and urgency. Izobo Promise, there are three things I want to teach you. Number one, hurrying is not speed. As a matter of fact, that's the title of the next video I'm going to use to announce the winners in our yesterday video, because we gave away 100,000 in that video. Some people were hurrying and they missed the 100,000 because they commented before the timestamp on where on the video you are supposed to reach before you get to the 100,000. For instance, the 100,000 giveaway was at the 26th minute of the video. We posted the video, 2 minutes later, somebody is already commenting hashtag 100,000. It shows the person was in a hurry and the person missed the 100,000. So when you are in a hurry, you lose speed because you make mistakes that will make you come back and repeat the thing, or make mistakes that will make you lose everything. Like if I'm hurrying to Lagos and I forgot to put my seat belt and I forgot that my car is not Nigerian road, is not a foreign road, and I'm driving 300 kilometers per hour, I hit a pothole, my tire burst, my car somersault, I go to heaven. I didn't get to Lagos. So hurrying is not speed. Number two is urgency. That's why he talks about prioritization in that 7 habits. When you are in need of urgency, that's when you need to calm down, not to make a mistake. Like you hear of urgent emergency surgeries. The doctor just doesn't walk into the surgery room and say, hey, na emergency, oh yeah, carry knife, cut everything. That's when the doctor calms down and say, we have no time to waste, and do it with highest concentration. So urgency in success means concentration maximum. Urgency in failure means lack of concentration or scatteredness. So whatever is urgent needs focus and concentration and calmness. Whatever is urgent that you use scatter means you are urgently failing. Then patience. Patience is one virtue that most people misunderstand. Waiting for something is not patience. Improving while you are waiting for something is patience. Preparing while you are waiting for something is patience. If you are doing nothing while waiting for something, it's not patience, it's delay. The difference between delay and patience is improvement or preparation. If I want to enter the university and I'm preparing for JAMB every day, going for JAMB lesson, studying past questions, writing JAMB, whether I succeed or I don't succeed, is when I don't succeed, they'll say, be patient, you will succeed next time. The be patient doesn't mean I'll go home and start watching Big Brother Nigeria. It means I'll go home and start preparing better for the next JAMB. That's patience. But if every year I write JAMB, no JAMB lesson, no reading, no preparation, nothing, I'm just, oh boy, they say I did patient for admission, so I go just write JAMB this year, next year I'll write them again, next year I'll write. You will never get admission. You are delaying your life. So it takes patience to achieve anything meaningful in life, because everything in life has gestations. That's why when I was telling you about the timelines of success, I told you your lifetime goal will take your lifetime. It will take me a lifetime to have 10,000 units of rental properties. I'll be stupid if I want to do it in 10 years. Are they mad? I want to discover Mungo Park. It will take you 7 years for you to be world class in any skill. You started a skill last month. You are feeling world class today, and you have started priding yourself as the best. Who you be? Do you know when these footballers started playing football? Some of them at the age of 2. And they become experts to sign for our junior academic clubs at the age of 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then when they are 21, 22, you are hearing their name all over the world. So everything has a gestation. If you don't find the gestation and patiently work for that gestation, you will not succeed. The gestation for pregnancy is 9 months. No matter how urgently you need a baby, no matter how passionately you love a baby, if you don't wait for 9 months and take care of your pregnancy, you will not have a baby. If it's too urgent and you go and carry your 6 months pregnancy to play football, you will miscarry your baby. If it's too urgent, you go and fight with your husband in 3 months, he blow your belly, you miscarry your baby. So patience is obeying the rules, preparing, doing the needful while waiting for the gestation to complete. Urgency is taking the things that are most important and giving them maximum concentration and calmness and focus because they are urgent. And rushing is when you are doing everything in a hurry without mental concentration, without focus, and without chronology, and it will lead to accident of your goals. Third question.
Third question is from Naluba Bobari. Naluba Bobari.
Naluba Bobari.
Yes. When striving for success, how much does being aware of competitions from your peers, age mates, shape the drive and chances of becoming truly successful?
Okay. Bobari, Abi?
Yes, please.
Please, Bobari, there is no competition in life. There are only, let me tell you why there is no competition. Anybody that is better than you is not your competition, is your inspiration. Anybody you are better than is not your competition, is your inspiration not to fall back to be as bad as that person. The real thing is comparison. Comparison is not wise if you are comparing yourself to people at your level. Peers and age group are the worst people to compare yourself with. Comparison, you should compare yourself with your examples. For instance, if you want to be a leader in Africa, the best person to compare yourself to is Nelson Mandela. You are comparing your story to his story. What price did he need to pay? What was his journey? What was the gestation period it took? If you want to be a footballer, you are comparing yourself with Ronaldo. How many hours of practice does Ronaldo practice every day? How long did it take Ronaldo from a nobody in Portugal to become a somebody in Man U? You know those things so that you don't need to put yourself under pressure, because when you study what you want to become, if you know, for instance, there's no doctor in your village, Bobari, and you want to become a doctor, and there's one doctor at Isiobomo Tonkom, you didn't know that doctors will go to medical school, go to primary school for 6 years, secondary school for 6 years, university for 6 years, housemanship for 1 year, service for 1 year, come and do their residency, do their consultancy, do this, do that, specialize, and you wanted to be a specialist neurosurgeon, and you thought you would just go and do apprenticeship for 6 months like these auxiliary nurses and become a specialist neurosurgeon. If you don't have somebody that have gone the way that you can compare with, you'll be hot. But if you have somebody that has gone the way, that has become a doctor, and he tells you, you now prepare and patiently follow the 18 or 24 years it takes to become a doctor. But if you didn't know it takes 24 years, every 6 months you go and meet medical council. I finished my apprenticeship in Mbuka clinic in Odapu. Please give me my license as a doctor. They will say, no. Where is your primary school certificate? I don't have. Where is secondary school certificate? You go frustrated. So never ever compare yourself with your age mates, because there are different times. Success is not linear. If you check my last 2 videos, starting over again, why you need to reinvent yourself. Some people succeed very early. If Mark Zuckerberg is your peer, and at 19 years is already a millionaire, at 23 years is already a billionaire, you want to compare yourself with that person, you go die now. Somebody like me that is a noisemaker, you can't compare your speaking with my speaking. I make noise for a living. From primary school, I was disturbing the whole area. So you must know who you are, know what you want to be, and find the people that are that thing, not your peers. There is no peer success. We don't succeed together. There's no group success. All of us have different paths to success. That's why if you check your primary school mates, you guys are probably no longer in the same city. There are some of them you never see till you die. So comparing yourself to your age mates is the greatest foolishness on earth. Compare yourself with people that have gone where you want to go. And that's why I love the Igbo apprenticeship system. You don't go to apprenticeship with your age mates. You go to apprenticeship with Oga when you don't succeed, and Oga becomes your example. So Obari, look for somebody that has done what, and there's nobody in this world that has not succeeded in anything any one of you wants to do. Anything you want to do, there's somebody that has succeeded and is succeeding so well. Copy what they do, find out who they are, and do better than them, and you become better than them. Question number 4. I'm liking these questions. They are being more in-depth, not like those nonsense questions.
Blessing.
Question number 4.
Blessing Chidebere.
Blessing Chidebere.
How can I turn my books to money as a writer?
How you can turn your books to money?
As a writer.
As a writer?
Yes.
First of all, learn how to write. Secondly, learn how to sell. Chidebere Blessing, all books that make money in the world have a small, can you zoom this, that place, bestseller. Did they see that small circle? You can see Chidebere, it's called bestseller, not best writer. There is no best writing books in the world or best written books in the world. There are best selling books in the world. If you don't first of all learn how to sell your books, right from now till Isiobomot.com, nobody will read your books. I wanted to write my first book in 2020. In fact, I had an automation guy that wanted to make the writing so easy, and I had written the table of contents. Suddenly, an epiphany came, as if the Holy Spirit just knocked me. Boy, say, oh boy, this book where you want to write, who go buy them? Nobody knows you. You are not popular. You don't know people. Who will buy your book? Chidebere Blessing is because of the book I want to write maybe next year or next 2 years that I'm trying to even grow this YouTube channel till when I can get to 1 million subscribers. I want to grow my popularity in Nigeria till when everybody knows me in Nigeria. When Femi Otodola that is known writes a book, The people that will buy that book because it is Femi Otodola automatically on the day of writing might be 1 million people. When China Emeka writes his book, maybe only you and Angela Ella and Collins Israel Sabimi. Only Angela go buy because I know say Chidebere you no go buy. Collins no go buy. Nicholas you buy. So it's how to sell the book, the network of the book, that is more important than writing the book. Chidebere Blessing, do you know there are apps that can write your book in one day? Give them a topic, give them a scope, and that AI will write your book in one day. But after I write the book, why should people buy it? And we're in the age of authorship, where people are interested in the author of the book, Robert Kiyosaki, more than the title of the book. They want to know, this guy writing about real estate, what has he achieved in real estate? So if you want to be a writer, what do you want to write about? You must achieve something before people will read your book. So that's how to make money. You must be a best-selling author, not a best-writing author. And for you to sell, you must build your network. Question number 5.
Anita Dago.
Who?
Anita Dago.
Okay, Anita.
I want to leave my present location to a new place.
You said?
I want to leave my present location to a new place.
Yes.
What's the best way to decide on the best place to start afresh?
Environment determines your development. Oh my God. Anita Dego, this question you ask shows that you don't know where you want to go. For instance, if you want to be a Nollywood actor or a musician, everybody knows that now Lagos it dey happen. They move to Lagos. The next Nollywood hub that is developing for upcoming Nollywood actors is Asaba. They move to Asaba. Even Igbo traders have discovered that opening a market, a shop in Alaba International, or the person wants to be an importer, and the port is at MPA, Lagos. The person is not going to move to Kano as an importer. So the question you ask shows you don't know what you want to be. When you know what you want to be, you move towards where what you want to be is abundant. If you want to be a writer, go to where writers are living and succeeding, and the hub of writers. And you start meeting other writers. Why environment is important is the kind of people you meet in your environment, and that's why my estates are very important. I tell people I try to elevate neighborhoods and give you the best neighbors in the best neighborhood. So what do you want to be, Anita Dego? Why do you want to move, Anita Dego? When you answer these questions, you find out where in Nigeria can nurture those things. If you want to be a fish, you are not going to move to the tree. That is for birds and monkeys. If you want to be a fish, you move to the water. If you want to be a monkey, you have no business in the water. You move to the tree. So what you want to be determines the habitat you are going to move to. So you don't just move. And then that's why the greatest environment for you to move is an environment of mentorship or apprenticeship. When I wanted full apprenticeship in real estate, I moved from Owerri, where I was doing oil business, to Abuja because real estate was not really moving in Owerri. And I was under the tutelage of a real estate company for years until I now discovered this Alessa Island we are talking about in Port Harcourt. And I relocated to Port Harcourt so that I can be close to the development and develop it from the scratch. I moved from Abuja to Port Harcourt because of Alessa Highlands, not because I love Port Harcourt. I wanted to be close to the development, to the government, to get the CFO and get everything I need. I was in Abuja because I wanted to learn real estate. And every day I was going from Gusape to Kado to everywhere, trying to follow our site from office to site, from site to office, different land locations, because I wanted to be in the environment of real estate. So what do you want to be, Anita? Where can you find the examples and role models? Move to that place and start it. If you want to be a trader, where do traders move to? Move there now and start trading. anything you want to be. You want to be a fashion designer. Where is the best place? I have a fashion designer that moved to Aba from Enugu just to be in the mix of tailors. And when he perfected his act, he moved back to Enugu, but he still has a factory that makes clothes in Aba. So Anita, move towards your value and your dream and what you want to be. Question number 6.
Steve King, how do you turn daily habits into a lifetime legacy without losing momentum or burning out?
By celebrating every win of your habits. I already wrote it there. Make every win of the habit interesting and celebrate it. Question number 7. Anything that doesn't give you joy, you won't continue it. So stop speaking big English. Legacy is when you continually, consistently live your habit. And if your habit doesn't give you joy, you won't consistently live it and you have no legacy. Question number 7, please. Question number 7. Una dey stress me, both you and the questionnaires.
I'm looking for the questions. I've already done the screenshot already. So.
You must take intelligent questions or you are fired. This week is my firing week. I'm surprised I've not even fired Nicholas. You don't do anything. Do something, I'm going to fire you. Question number 7 before I fire somebody. 1.
Ihe Jirika.
Ihe Jirika, Angela.
Sir, as a wrong English, but no problem. As a real estate person, how do you build client relationships?
Yeah. As a real estate person, how do you build client relationships?
Yes.
In Ejirika Angela, there is a video on this channel called How to Communicate with Your Customers. Go and read it. You build client relationship by delighting your customers. How do you delight people? You have to be nice to people. You have to be cautious to people. You have to give gifts. One of the things people underrate is souvenirs. You have to give gifts. You have to give advice to your customers. So if you don't have value to give, you can't build relationship. You have to be first valuable. When reading this book, I am being valuable because the insight in this book, when I talk to my customer, I give them so much value for free that they want to come and buy my properties. So become so valuable that you have free value to give to your customers, free gifts to give to your customers. But the only way to build relationship is to be relentlessly nice. This is the best book on relationship ever written since the creation of Adam and Eve, apart from the Bible. It says how to win friends and influence people. Angela Ihejirika, buy this book and read it. It says people will buy from not the best, not the most trusted. They will buy from who they like most. And it talks about things that will make people like you. Like ordinary knowing your customers' names, calling their names, knowing your customers' birthdays. Banks do it. They send you birthday messages. Your customer get birthday. You don't even remember Angela. How they want like you now. So if you can make your customers like you by delighting your customers, you build a relationship with them. So much so that they will not only buy, but they will refer other people to buy from you. Question number 8.
Ashake.
Ashake. Wait, Ashake come my life. You say what? What are you saying?
Ashake Moriamo.
No, not Ashake now. Which day I make him now when Ashake go come our life. You say who?
Ashake Moriamo.
Call the other name, Moriamo. Ashake no come. Ashake go come our live stream. Nah.
How do you stay grounded and avoid pride when you have achieved success?
One of the greatest causes of pride and complacency in success is what was that Akwa Ibom guy asked about peer comparison. If you are a local person and you compare yourself to your peers and your local environment, you will have pride. Wallahi, believe me. The best way to stay grounded is 2 things. Number 1, knowing how you failed when you failed, and knowing that it took God's grace for you to succeed. Anybody that acknowledges God in their success is never proud. Number two, which is most practical and important, whether you believe in God or not, when you compare your success with your locality, you'll be proud. When you compare your success with international standards, you go humble. You make 100 million for Nigeria, you may feel like Galadima. When you convert the 100 million naira to dollars, it's only $70,000 that they pay college students in their part-time job per year. You will now know say small college internee in another country is making $70,000 a year. You make 100 million, you are feeling like James Bond, college student. Ordinary manufacturer in China that ships one container has made more than $100,000. 100 million naira is not up to $100,000. So, do you know that $1,000 is 1.6 million naira? And there are, I don't even want to talk about Apple that is universal. There are small things that people buy for $1,000. Watch? There are watches of $8,000. And it's not big people that wear it, normal people. You make $1,000, which is 1.6 million. You carry mopo. It's because you are comparing yourself to this Yobomo Tonkom man that is grinding palm kernel and bringing out palm oil in a small engine. When you make a palm oil, maybe you truck a truck of palm oil, and you remember that Wilmar's company in Calabar does 10,000 hectares of palm fruit and how many million liters of palm oil. You be humble. Femi Otedola had 240 houses. When you build 2 houses, you never start. See 240, see 2. So my people say it is the big man that has never traveled that is proud. When you travel and see rich people, you know that you never start. And that's what kills most of us. Local comparison and local oppressor. You want to oppress your locality. Because on your street, nobody don't make 1 million. You come make them, they feel like Galadima. Forgetting that a small factory attendant in China has made more than that, shipping ordinary bottles to Nigeria. And you are feeling like a James Bond. The global currency right now is dollars. Whatever you do in Nigeria, convert your money to dollars. Open Google and see what other people are making in dollars. I have a lawyer that became so humble in Nigeria when she discovered that her mates were making $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month is almost 6 million naira. And they are paying her 350K here. She calmed down. But if she was comparing her 350K to another lawyer, they are paying 150. She go say, man, I don't get a lot. God doing, when you know that there are people, they are paying 20 times that, and they are not even seeing themselves as if they've made it. You will be humble. One person that humbles me in real estate is Robert Kiyosaki. He started with one house in 1987 in these 2 books. And today he has 15,000 houses that pay him rent. When I have 1,000 houses, I never start. So my dear, compare yourself to the world and you know that you're a tiny little bit and your success is a speck of dust. Question number 9.
So the princess warfare. If success is said to have its seasons.
Huh?
If success is said to have its season, then when do you think is truly the best time to succeed? When we are young and energetic, or later in life when we are wiser and more experienced?
The best time to succeed is daily. Success does not have its season. Success has its gestations. And why gestation of success is looking seasonal, princess, is because It might take China 7 years to succeed. It will take Nicholas 3. It will take Chuchu 30 years. It will take my ace 40 years. Everybody will succeed. But let me tell you what you should know. Nature will never cheat you. A rat takes 36 days for full gestation of 32 days, I think, for full gestation of his pregnancy. It will give birth to 12 tiny things that the 12 rat children can enter the center of this palm of my hand. And when it gives birth, the whole of them can die. An elephant takes 32 months for one baby. But when that elephant drops that one baby after 32 months, the ground will shake. So the person it takes 10 years to succeed, and the person it takes 7 years, and the person it takes 1 year, if they are doing the same daily habits, which are these habits, the person that succeeded after 10 years will get a better success than the person in 7 years. And person in 7 years, if he continues after the success without growing complacent, he will get the same success with the person in 10 years. So success compensates, and different people have different gestation. Unlike pregnancy, where everybody gestation is 9 months, success has different gestation. Some people succeed in young age and lose everything. If they continue again, they will succeed again. So if you check it at the long run, everybody doing these habits will succeed. When? It doesn't matter. And princess, you can't determine for God when you should succeed. You can only do the things that will accumulate and compound your success. So whether you succeed early in the morning, young age, energetic, in my last presentation, I told you that I love late success because you would have had enough experience for you to be grounded. Most young people that succeed, their head they swell, they do crazy things. Now, young people when succeed, they do dorime, because they are young. At my age now, what did I want to do with dorime at this age now? So when you are older and succeed, it's sweeter. But success at every age is sweet if you just continue the consistent habits. That's why I told you the best timing for success is a good habit. So with a good habit, whether you succeed early, succeed late, succeed anytime, it is sweet. And if you continue, you will continue to succeed. Thank you, Princess. Our last question for the day.
From Facebook.
Yes.
Listen. Funam.
Funam.
Yes.
Emmanuel.
What advice would you give to individuals who feel like they've missed their chances or are starting late in their pursuit for success?
The advice I have for individuals that feel they are starting late or they've missed their chances is the compression of time. Jesus Christ. Those individuals should not have time for a lot of things. Focus means follow one course until successful. Intensities do more in a short time than a big time. That's why you see that I'm very busy. Some of you chat me on WhatsApp and you say I didn't reply. I didn't reply not because I don't want to reply, but because I am busy chatting with my customer. I am busy drawing the plan for how I'm going to build a lesser highland and how I'm going to make my sales and meet my target for the day. I started very late. I am 46 today. Funum, I was 40 years and a complete failure with 0 naira when I started this journey. I was reading like a madman because I knew I started late. I was going to church like a madman. I go to Salvation Ministry and I stay for 4 services. When we're having 5 services, I was staying for 5 services because I was hungry for the word of God like a madman because I wasn't hearing this word early enough. I was going to seminars and I was reading voraciously because there was no time. I wanted to achieve between 40 and 47 what I should have achieved between 20 and 40. So in 20 years, what I'm supposed to do in 20 years, I wanted to do in 7 years. To compress 20 years to 7 years you have to work 3 times harder than those that will make it in 20 years. So those starting late should be more hungry, more focused, more concentrated, more undistractable. Why some things you do you can't get my attention is because I no get time. Oh. I dey enter 47 years by January and I'm still working for money and money is not working for me. Haba, check am now, bros. How I go get time for rubbish? Our people say a man that his house is on fire does not have time to chase rats. My advice for those people that are starting late is that there is no time to chase rats. There's no time to ask questions like, what advice do you have? You should be getting out there and working like a madman, reading like a madman, staying up night to write your ideas like a madman, and work so intensively. People will be telling you, take it easy and rest. If you are starting late and nobody has told you, take it easy and rest, you've not started. Thank you. And that's the last question for the day, right? Did you screenshot all these questions? So all of them, I don't like this system. I want to be asking questions, but time has not been our friend. All the people that ask questions, you've won yourself 30,000 naira each because time has not been our friend. Maybe next week I'll be more diligent with time and make sure we'll finish this thing in 30 minutes so that we can take questions. Where are we taking the next topic? Next topic. Let me see if I'll see any. Next topic. What's the next topic? No, I didn't. Somebody put. This is, I've seen the next topic. Why is this thing not? Who put the topic choosing your spouse? Choosing your spouse. Who is that person? That's the topic we are going to take. I don't like our topic looking the same. Choosing your spouse. Chudozie Ume. Choosing your spouse. That's the next topic we'll take. Choosing your spouse. So our topic for next week is choosing your spouse. Chidozie Ume has just won 30,000. Please add him to the list. All the people that ask questions, you won 30,000 naira. And in closing, many people miss life because they drift through life by postponing life, hoping they will live life tomorrow. One of my best quotations on life and the importance of daily taking advantage of today and lifetime being only today and the only time that ever existed and will ever exist being only today is from the cartoon and animation series called The Kung Fu Panda. In part 1 of The Kung Fu Panda, Master Oogway told a worried panda and said, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. And that's why it's called present. The only gift you get in this life is the gift of today's. If you check your life has been an accumulation of today. Today is the only day you have. You can't have yesterday and you don't know what tomorrow will bring and you are not sure of tomorrow. The only sure bet and the sure play of life is today. So success is not something you do tomorrow. Success is not something you should have done yesterday. Success is something you do today. And today is the most precious gift that every day the universe gives you 24 fresh checks, leaflets of 1 hour every day, 24 of them. What you do within each of those hours will determine your success and your failure. Failure is not 1 hour. Success is not 1 hour. Failure is the accumulation of the several 1 hours neglected or postponed. Success is the accumulation of the several 1 hours exploited, developed, and used. So you need to use your time every day. The best time for you to succeed is daily. What you do daily not only determines what you become, it determines what you will get, and it determines how you end. If you decide every day to live in the street called excellence, to live in the street called giving your best, to live in the street called improving your craft and your skills, to live in the street called can I, constant and never-ending improvement, then you're going to come home every day to the house called success, to the house called wealth and riches, to the house called fame, to the house called freedom. And it is only the consistent, passionate pursuit of that daily exploitation of those 1 hours that is success. And not only will it lead you to fulfilling experiences beyond your wildest dreams, but it will leave you as a shining example of what we can make out of this existential experiment called life. Life is not an experiment to see how much you can make out of life. No, life is an experiment to see how much you can make out of the 24 hours given to you daily. Because your time is your life, and the usage and the exploitation of time to succeed is success. That's why life is called a lifetime. So we have nothing in this life, have no currency, no resource greater than time given to us as a universe. And one of my best quotes says, your life is the gift of God to you. What you make of your life is your gift to God. And I put it this way, your days and your daily 24 hours is the gift of God to you. How much success, productivity, and profit you can make of those 24 hours is your gift to God. Be like the good servants that turned his 5 talents within the 24 hours into 10 talents. And the master said, good and faithful servant, you shall receive more. And avoid to be like the unfaithful servant that took the 1 hour he was given and buried the time and never did anything with the 24 hours. And when the master came, he called him the foolish, unprofitable, and wicked servant, send him to the place of utter darkness and gnashing of teeth. If you overcomplicate success, you will never succeed. Because Confucius said, this life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Don't complicate your success by trying to succeed in any other time than today. What you do with your daily 1 hour, no matter how little, if they are consistent and you can succeed in those little things, then you build success beyond your wildest imagination. And when your story is told after now, not only will it be an inspiring story that will wow you, but it will be a story that will outlive you, because when we die, the only thing we leave on this earth is our stories. Let our stories not be the ones that will make our children and the people that will hear it cry. Let it be the ones that will make our children and the people that will hear it say, wow, that is the challenge of success, and that's the only time to succeed. See you in your daily routine. And your comment must be intelligent, it must be contextual, and it must be promotional for you to win every day. Every day is a good day to win on this channel, because we are building the most generous and the most educative channel in Africa. So every day we are giving away 100,000 naira to 5 people, 20,000 naira. And that's not the greatest. The greatest is that at the end of every month, anybody that was the highest winning of the daily giveaway will win 1 million naira, which is the big one, and where we are hoping to shake the industry. So every day we'll be here, but for you to win, you need to learn how to turn on your notification bell, because so many of you know how to just press subscribe and take off. But guess what? When you press subscribe and take off, you won't know when the videos come live, because it's only those that comment within the first 1 hour of posting the video that your comment is intelligent, your comment is contextual. That means it has to do with showing you have watched the video, and your comment is promotional before you can win. But if your notification bell is not on, you won't even know when the video is on, and you only hear when others have win. So learn how to subscribe by hitting the subscribe bell. Then when you hit the subscribe, you see 4 bell options. The 4 bell options are called the different notification options. Click on this higher one with the bell that says all. Then